On its flag read the words "L'union fait la force," which means unity makes strength, a statement testament to the history of Haiti, that of a slave revolution. In what's often referred to as the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, located in the Caribbean, Haiti is a country where education is desired by many, but a reality for few. In one of the country's northern cities, Cap-Haïtien, lies a small community called Calvaire. On one of Calvaire's mountainsides, you'll find this school. And this is the story of this unique establishment and the people behind it. Hundreds of students call this their school, and the grounds double as a construction site. Many of those working on the expansion of the facility are fathers of the students who attend. Also on hand are volunteers from all over the world. The school is funded through a Canadian nonprofit.
My name is Cole and I'm the manager of operations for Live Different. I oversee the operations of Dominican Republic and Haiti. We've been building this school on a mountainside, bare bones. No electricity, no running water, no machinery, all by hand. We have been employing many of the fathers, many of the brothers of the children that are in this school to help build the school.
The conditions may seem unfathomable for many in the developed world, where children have an abundance of room to play and school grounds are closely monitored. It's a sharp contrast going from seeing these elementary school students in Penticton, British Columbia playing soccer on an open field to these students in Cap-Haïtien playing the same sport with a water bottle at their under construction school.
And when we came to Calvaire, there was nothing, and we say, okay, why we don't start here?
This is Franco, and his dream was to build a school in Calvaire.
Our foundation was starting working in this since 2006. And so we realized the school important for them in this community like around 2008. And so we start that process from there.
The foundation that Franco's talking about is called Aziz.
So we had like a program for kids.
It's a non-profit that the 35-year-old Haitian man founded.
We always had a location where we get all the kids together and we teach them. Our goal is always like to have a school, like where, where those kids could go in school and give them a better education.
Franco at the time also worked as a translator for the Canadian nonprofit Live Different. It was only a matter of time before those two worlds came together.
We partnered with this organization and we've been building a school for the last 5 years.
It was in 2008 that Cole, who's an Ontario native, along with Franco, started their collaboration.
And we made one trip with Cole in Port-au-Prince as just friend, right? Just friend, and we go there, and we go there, we visit so many places, orphanage, and like the way I show him things and see my reactions on everything, and he think, wow, I could be one of Live Different leaders, right? And so that's where we start, and so now we become working together as like just Live Different staff member. And nothing to see with ASID.
They didn't have a facility. They didn't have hardly any resources to educate these kids.
Cole got to know Franco and what drives him to want to make education more accessible in Haiti, something that goes back to his own childhood.
Actually, Neetu, I tell you, I grew up in a very poor family, right? 3 years old. That's when I lose my father. And you imagine after 3 years later, my mom gone. So it was like a hard time for me. But I tell you, there's a word when I was in school, I always mentioned that I won't give up. I won't give up. Whatever I could do, to educate myself, I will do it.
But the biggest barrier was money.
Used to like actually collecting money for drivers in Port-au-Prince, like on those tap you might see on the street. And I used to do that. Like whatever I made on that time, I use it for my school.
Franco worked his way through school, learning English along the way, and eventually became a translator for Live Different. What he thought was just a part-time job turned into not only full-time employment, but also a journey that has changed his life.
Amazing, like working with Live Different. And actually for me, having the opportunity to be part of that big impact, that big change, actually we are making, that is something very, very important for me.
And that change is big. In 5 years, the charity built and continues to expand this school in the community of Calvaire.
Many of the children in the school, many of their parents have never been to school. And it's important that we see that stop in this generation. The importance of basic education, reading, writing, but just clearly healthcare basics, safety basics, all these things, how to start a business and run a business, all these things are going to make an impact. I spent a lot of 2010 in Port-au-Prince helping after the earthquake. Those were really, really dark days for the country. And when we began construction on this school, we wanted to make it as strong as we possibly could. Clearly, from the examples we saw in Port-au-Prince that took so many lives, a lot of that was from poor construction.
As the students learn and play, the work continues, and as a result, these kids are used to seeing new faces at their school year-round.
We've named this school École Union because that name means unity, and we have seen people come from around the world really and help make this happen. And again, it hasn't been us who's made it happen. It's been us in partnership with the local community and the Haitian people here who really want to see their community change.
Now that we've covered the story of how this school came to be, let's follow along on this journey taken by Live Different volunteers from Canada and the US in May of 2015.
From here you can see the school. I'm not sure who will find it first, but it's white right now. We want people to feel a cause and have a purpose in their hearts to engage in, to see an issue that isn't right in 2015, whether it's people without clean water, whether it's healthcare, whether it's no education, whether it's people not being safe, people being trafficked, kids without nutrition. And we want to see our generation engage in those issues. We want people to get it in their heart, get it in their soul, to be a part of changing these issues, to see it, feel it, engage it, and then celebrate when it's changed, to really see that we can engage these issues and make a difference. I want to see the general public become more and more aware of right and wrong ways to help. I want to see the general public become more informed on healthy development. Healthy development makes such a difference. It's not a matter of throwing money at something or just having good intentions. I wish it wasn't true, but helping people is complicated. I wish that wasn't true, but it is. You need to pay attention to many different areas. You need to see what your ripple effects are going to be. I've seen many, many cases where well-intentioned people have made real messes. It's a very sad thing. We want to ask the question, how does our generation make an impact? And can we make an impact? We have so much. We have so many resources. How do we engage these world issues that are ridiculous in 2015? By no means do I want to deter anyone from wanting to help. But we have to ask ourselves, what is this going to produce? If you are bringing donations to hand out, how much do the people need it? What will happen to the people once you've given it to them? What are the ripple effects of handing out this free stuff? Are you putting someone out of business who might be trying to sell shoes and you've just brought a whole bunch of shoes? These things take insights into the countries to make sure that we're helping and not hurting.
Ce dé-là va multiplier 7 et après on va multiplier par 3. Est-ce que vous êtes là? Oui. Bien.
Mon nom est Jean-Louis Delès, je suis le directeur de l'École Union.
Pourquoi est-ce que vous faites ce que vous faites? Pourquoi est-ce que vous faites ce travail? Qu'est-ce que vous aimez?
Bon, normalement, ce milieu dans lequel vous vous trouvez, c'est un milieu tout à fait difficile. Il y a beaucoup d'élèves qui n'ont pas de moyens pour aller à l'école. Si vous remarquez bien, nous sommes sur une montagne, pour pas dire un plateau. Et sur cette montagne-là, il y a des gens qui habitent en bas. Nous aimerions avoir une école pour aider les gens qui n'ont pas la possibilité d'avoir le pain de l'instruction. C'est notre objectif qui nous permet ici d'avoir cet établissement, vous voyez.
We're all just, manual labor, shovels, bucket lines, pickaxing. It's really fun just working a lot with cement, and it's just awesome to work with the engineers and, become buddy-buddy with them.
I used to run a construction business in Canada, and I used to flip houses and condos, and incredible difference to see the construction that takes place here. We have had no electricity. We've had to get all our water for our cement mixes from a local well that has been carried up.
It was honestly so exhausting. One of the hardest things I've done. It's unbelievable that exists, that's what they have to do to get water. It's very plain, just water in a hole in the ground.
This is what we use to carry the water pails on our head. It's basically like half a bag of cement mix that we crumpled up and rolled up so that we can just sit it on our heads and rest the water on top of it. I just turn the tap, that's what I'm used to. Here, I basically had to hike up and down rocky, steep inclines with an empty pail just to get down there, and then pretty much an uphill climb back all the way up with a full pail, which I could only get this time about 2/3 full. I was talking to a mother of two, and she said that she has to do sometimes 3 water runs a day.
There's little kids I noticed that had just little bowls, and they were filling up the bigger buckets, and then even they're putting them on their heads, just they all just kind of do it as they get older. And there was a couple probably 8-year-old girls, and they had full buckets on top of their head, and I carried a half bucket, and it was so hard.
They bring their laundry to the well so that they don't have to go back and forth so many times, so that they have to commute there and back so many times. So yes, 'cause it's very hard. It's always good to do what they do to try and understand them better and to appreciate what we have and what they have to do every day.
When we have done the rafters, we have drilled all by hand. We have mixed all our cement piles by hand. We have dug all our footings, all our foundation by hand.
Didn't want to fill them up too much.
We actually break big rocks from the countryside up by lighting fires under them, break them by hand, and use the broken stone in our walls. We have a licensed Haitian engineer that works with us, and we are building above and beyond any construction codes that the city requires. We want to see it withstand any issue that might come to the country. So the earthquake took place in Port-au-Prince in 2010. It did a significant amount of damage. We're in northern Haiti and Cap-Haïtien, where there really was no damage from the earthquake. Cap-Haïtien was mainly untouched from the earthquake. So many lives were lost because of poor construction that we are in northern Haiti, and like many places, they predict more earthquakes in the future, and we want to make sure that we can do all we can to make sure the building stays strong. So when I say we've done this all by hand, it is hard to imagine from where we come from what that truly means.
Ever since my first trip, it really kind of got to me how much people living in poverty can kind of express their love to you.
They have lots to do, but they have time for people, and they're very, very passionate.
First impressions for me is I couldn't believe this really existed. You see pictures, you see videos, you know, people tell you about it, but it's a whole nother thing when you come and you actually see people living like this. It's amazing and it's really sad.
I think what we're doing is very healthy and well because we are here and we are connecting. We're creating a sense of community with the people. We're not just distancing ourselves.
Moi, je Sarah.
Sarah.
Comment nous pouvons avancer plus loin?
And he always wanted to be like the one taking care of his life and doing what he wanted to do. But unfortunately, he didn't have this opportunity to do what he loved most because now he has to take care of 3 kids. He cannot have the job of his life. He cannot have like the opportunities that he always dreamed of. He's a teacher and he's also working as a technician. He learned electricity and all stuff that he likes. But that kind of job, he doesn't make like really good money to take care of his family. He said that in other countries, a teacher is someone like who's on lots of respect in society, and that people admire teacher, and teacher also inspire people. But here it's not the same. Teacher are like living in bad condition. They don't pay them enough, and life is really hard for a teacher. Remember Jennifer?
Oui.
Yeah.
Oui.
Okay, so we're gonna put the dishes in here to dry after rinsing them.
Okay. When I was 11, I never had to worry about doing dishes or trying to teach people to do dishes. Just kind of puts it into perspective, the difficulties that they do face on a daily basis, because I know we talk about it a lot, but we never really get to see it when we're working on the work site. So being able to experience what they experience and realizing that I could not survive like this if I had to, it would just be so time consuming to do every little thing like this.
We are very passionate about how do we successfully bring these two worlds together. Me, someone where I come from, where I've just always had everything. I've been safe, I've always had more than enough nutrition, I've always been able to see a doctor, I've always been able to go to a hospital, I'll buy anything I need, to millions and billions of people in the world who don't know what it's like to have a tap to turn water on, who don't know what it's like to see a doctor or be able to afford a prescription. Someone who cannot get enough nutrition for their children. Most of us spend our time trying not to eat too much where we come from, where billions of people in the world just struggle for basic nutrition. We are passionate about bringing these two worlds together. We believe that both need each other in a great way, in many great ways. There's so much to learn about the people who face these challenges, about their courage, about what they are so grateful and thankful for with the little that they have, the way they value one another, their sense of community. It's incredible and beautiful. And for us to share the abundant amount of resources we've been given in a real, tangible way, we are really passionate about learning how to do that in healthy ways. It has really been a beautiful project, and we now have 230 children receiving a strong education. We're seeing their lives change, we're seeing their future change.
Comment elle est?
Moi, je m'appelle Étienne.
Tu es à quel âge?
J'ai 11 ans.
Est-ce que tu aimes cette école? Pourquoi?
Parce que je l'aime mon professeur.
I think all of us know education is the key of the success. So for all of us, we know education is the most important thing we need. Because without education, what we can do is absolutely nothing, right? That's mean it's not only for Cap-Haïtien. The education is very important for all the country. Because the education is like, you know, you could be rich if you have no education. It's like you don't have nothing.
Vous avez, applaudissez-la.
Every time I come here, and when I see those kids, I tell you, honestly, I want to stay here. I want to spend all my time with them because that was exactly my goal, to see those kids in school, right? That's one thing that will make me so proud, so happy, And most people ask me that when I'm here, like say, Franco, I always see you like happy. And I say, you know why? You imagine I have like 230 kids having education here. And you know, and we know they're having the good education. That's what I want to see happen in this country. See kids in school having the education, because they are the future of the country. That was my hope, to have the school, but I didn't expect, you know, like so fast. We could have like 230 kids in school today.
How all 230 of those students at École Union connected with one elementary school class in Canada.
I've made duct tape pencil cases for kids in Haiti. It's pretty special because they don't have that much, like they don't have staples that they can just go to and buy like one of those pencil cases. Well, because we would never have done this if we didn't have this idea to bring them to them, because we did it for Tanzania, so why didn't we do it for Haiti?
We actually started it, we were making them for an orphanage in Africa, in Tanzania. I go there every year for a humanitarian trip. Our mission now is to make about 250 pencil cases for some students in Haiti.
It was very humbling for us to hear about the grade 4-5 class in Penticton that, on their own initiative, made 230 pencil cases for the children here in the school. I can't tell you how much they'll value it. You know, we come from a place where a pencil case is a pencil case, and you grab a bunch at the dollar store and they hold pencils and you just carry on. It's not a big deal. But in a place like this, when you receive a gift from someone in Canada and you have so little, I can't begin to communicate how much it's going to mean to all the kids.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Today is a big community party. We want to celebrate the change with everyone who goes to the school, all the parents who live in the community. We've had a long, hard week of work, and we are really excited for the results. We have a new cistern that's come together. We have a new play area that has been completed. No more jumping around in a bunch of dust and dirt. We have a basketball court and soccer court, and we're really pleased with the change taking place.
Thank you for teaching us your skills, for inspiring us with your hard work and everything that you put into this school. It inspires us to keep going.
If you're from Canada and you've been born in Canada, it's hard to comprehend what we have and what others don't have. If you're born in Canada, you're most likely born in a beautiful hospital that is sterile, that has doctors who are highly educated and nurses who care and engage and have specific standards that they need to work in. And when we're born, we stay in the hospital room for as long as we need to with our mothers. And then when we need to be, we're released and we drive home. We drive home on beautiful roads that are all paved for the most part and have 24-hour electricity with the street lights, have signs. There are police who govern the roads, make sure everyone's doing what they should. They have healthy budgets, and there are ambulances on the road if we need them. All these things are so foreign to so much of the world, from the hospital to the roads to the streets to our government, to when we get home and we have this massive house where as a baby we probably had our own bedroom. And we have these amazing dials in our house that if it's too hot or if it's too cold, we just turn that dial one way or the other. And this is all so unique to us. We have those amazing taps in a few different rooms, and we can choose between hot and cold water. It is all so foreign to so much of the world. When we need something, we go to the store and buy it. When we're sick, we go to a doctor. When it's time to go to school, this big bus magically comes and picks us up. To teachers who have received a great education in a school that has electricity and is safe, and a curriculum that is the best that it can be. This is all so familiar to us, but so unfamiliar to most of the world. In Canada, we all have a similar daily life with our job or going to school. Mark Twain said, whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it's time to pause and reflect. I think it's important our generation recognizes there's never been a generation like us. our ability to travel, our ability to make money, our ability to make things happen around the world, our cell phones that we can FaceTime anyone in the world. We go to space and it barely makes the news. If we don't recognize how much power is in our hands and how powerful we are as people, I don't think we're truly going to utilize what we have.
There's no doubt in my mind that I will not go home the same way I came here. It really made me value what I had, and I was even thinking to myself the other night that I take 95% of pretty much what I have back home for granted, from something as simple as drinking water.
That's kind of the one thing you always think about when you're doing these trips, is you kind of get a little bit uncomfortable with whether it's like the situation you're being placed into or just like physical uncomfort. But we always get to go home to the place that we're staying at. We shower up, even if it's not an amazing shower, even if it's dribbles of water, we still get it washed off at the end of the day.
They were very happy still, even though the things that I find so important they didn't have, but they were still living their lives. And a very different perspective on life. I'll be more appreciative of what I have and just realize that it's not everyone has that.
Once you come on a trip, you realize there's some important things in life and there's some less important things in life. And whether you have new clothes or new shoes or anything like that all the time isn't necessarily as important as the relationships you build with people and the impact you try to have on people. And so for me, I learned that what truly makes me happy is building relationships with people and using the opportunities I've been given to help people.
With wars going around the world and environmental issues, I don't think we have the luxury not to pay attention. I don't think we have the luxury just to engage in our normal world, our normal life. There are causes that we need to have, whether it's being a part of the environment and changing what needs to be changed there, or engaging in these world issues. I don't think our generation really has the luxury not to care. We are a global community and we are closer to one another than ever before. It's so easy for years to go by and not having a real cause that we feel and make a difference. Sometimes being a part of that majority is easy, just going with the flow. But I challenge anyone who wants to do something more to really get a cause and stand against the flow, stand against the grain, and get a purpose and a cause in your heart and say, what can my life do? What can I accomplish?
C'est Catherine Flon qui l'a cousu. C'est la fête du drapeau. Marchand chauffard. Les enfants de l'Union.
La passe la